Alright, I'm getting ready to get underneath the RV. I had a little clunking noise on my front brakes, and what I believe it is the I think the S-cam is getting held up. There's a rod that's that goes to the brakes from the S-cam slack adjuster to inside, and I'm hoping I can just maybe grease up that arm. I'm thinking it's getting froze up. Some of the forums, most of the forums, a lot of the forums have said that it's the rollers, and I'm really not seeing that so much. I think them rollers could get broke free under pressure with the S-cam, thinking it's that arm. So that's where I'm starting. I don't have to take the wheel off for that, and it'll be like quick and painless if I can get that arm broke loose, if it is being held up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera underneath, I'm going to apply the brakes, and I'm going to look at the movement that I get, see if that arm is even moving, see if the slack adjuster is even moving, and we'll see what's going on, hopefully. Alright, I'm under the RV now. The condenser fan is what you hear going. I should have shut the air condition off. There is my slack adjuster and that little arm that goes to it right there. And there's a grease fitting on it. I'm going to grease it up, but first I want to see if I have what kind of movement I have. I did get underneath here before, and I adjusted my brakes, which the parking brake is on right now, but I did adjust my brakes, but I can't remember if I greased that grease fitting. I know I didn't look at it. I looked at it and I saw the grease around there. Can't remember if I greased it. I probably didn't, because I use red grease, and I really don't see any red grease on there. But like I said, I'm gonna operate it first here and lead the camera down here and see what's happening. I gotta get this all set up first. Alright, I'm gonna go in there. I'll turn the air conditioner off so that fan noise is not so annoying, and then we'll test it out. I'll take the air brakes off and we'll test it out. I never tried that before, just sitting still, and I didn't know it would clunk just sitting still. So wow, I'm gonna review this video here and see if I can get a better take on what's going on. But it definitely the clunk is definitely in the brakes, and it's more on this right side than it is the left side. So we'll see. Well, I can't really tell what exactly is popping. Slack adjuster is moving the S-cam, so it could be the rollers. I see the rollers in there, and they are a little bit rusty, but the rust that I see around them is showing me that they are moving. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go ahead and that little Zerk fitting, grease fitting right there. I'm gonna go ahead and grease it up real good, and I'm gonna go ahead and grease up the kingpin and the tie rod ends there, and I'm gonna pay special attention to this though, and I'll see if that changes anything. But really, I don't see anything else that would be popping. Anyway, I'm just gonna grease it up. Looks like in the camera it's not even touching on the backside at all. But anyway, let me go take the air brakes off. I want to see how much space I have, because it looked like that slack adjuster was moving quite a bit whenever I was applying the brake. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Okay, out I go again. Man, did I get fatter since I went out? I haven't eaten anything. I think turning these wheels back and forth dug it in the ground a little bit more. Oh, it's tight. This is tight. Oh. That don't look bad. The free play is good. Well, I'm gonna place this camera somewhere where I think I can grab it from there, from the outside. And I'm gonna apply pressure to these brakes. I'm gonna see if I have a popping still. Probably do. Get the fat out. Well, it's not that. It's got to be inside the brakes. I guess what everybody says is correct. I guess the rollers need to be serviced and lubricated and all that. So that'll be the next step. But before then, I got to go grease up the other side now that I did this side. And I'm not going to be filming all that greasing process of the other side, because I already did this side. But I don't even know if you're seeing me right now because I'm looking at the back of the camera. But anyway, thanks for watching this segment, and I'll keep you apprised if you're interested on how it's going. Alright, I'm back in my RV, and oh boy, that's weird how that TV screen is not really doing that in real life. Huh? Anyway, back in the RV. Oh, I still have my wheel. Still have my wheel turned. Anyway, I had a idea while I was sitting in the house thinking about these brakes and all. And I'm thinking that if the S-cam is working all right, that means everything, all the clunking that I'm hearing is internal. Now, if it's internal, I've done brake jobs for quite a few years. I'm a diesel mechanic, and I'm also a heavy equipment mechanic, and it's been a while now since I've done air brakes, but I used to do them quite often, and they're actually one of the easiest brake jobs you can ever do if you've done them on cars before.
and done them on big rigs. Yeah, it's a whole lot easier on a big rig. Anyway, my thought is I've never used any kind of grease or lubricant on brakes. That's always been a big no-no. And yeah, they say to lubricate them rollers, and you take them off, lubricate them, and all that. But I'm not really buying into that too much. That shouldn't really be a thing, because when you put them together, you put them together dry, and that's it. Like I said, always been a big no-no to use any kind of lubricant, because that lubricant in the brake chamber there, in the brake drum area, if it drops, if it drips, leaks, splatters, whatever, and it gets on your brake pads, then that will be it'll be a catalyst to make your brakes superheat. It'll cause it actually a drag, and it just will not be good. Contaminant, that's the word I was looking for. But anyway, so what I did is I came in the coach, and I'm thinking, how many times do you really put on brakes that hard whenever you're just normal driving? You're driving a big rig like this. This is a 40-foot RV, and if you're driving a big rig, you don't normally jam on brakes. You keep yourself a good stopping distance and all that. But in the case where you might need to go ahead and put on them brakes real hard, that's the first time in how long since you've done that. These motorhomes this thing is probably set for maybe a year since I've driven it, and I took it out. Everything was operating fine, but it wasn't until I put my brakes on real hard that I heard the clunking. So I came in here and I started applying the brakes, and I heard the clunk, of course. So I did it again and again and again, and by the time I did it for probably, of course, I had to let the air pressure build up. The air pressure went down, and so I let the air pressure build back up. After I did it about 6 or 8 times, the clunking got less and less, because the brakes were in there working, and they scrubbed all the rust away, and now they're operating smoothly because they went ahead and they scraped all that rust off of them rollers. Them rollers are made to articulate ever so slightly. They don't articulate that much. The S-cam, it does roll on them. It rolls on the rollers. That's why they're called rollers. But they don't roll that much. They don't go that far. If you have your brakes adjust properly, they don't go that far. So after you bust all that rust away, it's kind of like when you leave a car set. Okay, I got a limo. I got it right there. It's got the hood up. I got the battery charging. That limo don't get driven that often. Sometimes whenever I pull the limo out to drive it, the back brakes are kind of locked up on it. I got to back up and go forward, back up and go forward. You got to knock all the rust off. You got to figure these drums and brake systems, they get superheated when you're going down the road and you're using them, especially if you use them excessively. But anyway, they get superheated, and yeah, when they get wet, they rust. It's bare metal, it's going to rust. But once you get all that rust knocked off, they operate fine. Now I think by what I've done here, I've done the proper maintenance. I've went ahead and I greased the right and left S-cams and kingpins and tie rod ends and all that. I've greased everything up, but the clunking was still there. Now that I've pressed the brake pedal, you got to press it hard. What I would do before is I would press it kind of hard, and then I would press it real hard and I would hear another clunk. Don't know if it was the left one clunking when I pressed it harder or what. But now I can press it as hard as I want to, and I'll show you. Got my house shoes on, you have to excuse me, but you hear that? Nothing. Other than the air brakes just actuating. There's no loud clunk. And I'm pressing it pretty hard. Oh, there I did hear one. So let's try it again. I'll let the air pressure build up, and I'll press it real quick again. But the noise is getting lower and lower. So very little noise right there. I'm letting the air pressure build back up to 100 at least before I try it. Okay. So I think it's lack of operation is why these brakes are clunking like that. I'm going to take this out for a drive tomorrow. I'm really anxious to see if it's true. Then my brakes are going to be noticeably better. My stopping distance will be noticeably better. I'm thinking, but look, no noise right there at all. So what I'm doing is I'm working that S-cam that's rolling them rollers, and them rollers are not pop 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 anymore. It's getting smoother because I'm knocking the rust off. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this before any trip I take. I'm going to exercise the brakes and make sure that they're all opening and closing smoothly before I ever leave. I think this is going to be a normal procedure that I do. So, oh, look at that. It's not rolling. Oh, it is now? It ain't now. As long as the camera's not directly on it. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, this was a little excerpt. I don't know. I hope it helps, but I will record. Planning on taking this little trip tomorrow, and my wife needs to go somewhere, and I think I'll just take her, and I'll wait, until she's done with what she has to do, and then I'll go pick her back up. It's going to be a couple hours, so what better place to wait than in a motorhome? And maybe I'll find me a Walmart. And anyway, it'll be a good little test drive. I'll film that, and I'll let you know before I ever post this video. I'll let you know if this was a fix or not. I think it might be. All right, thanks for watching. Well, we're leaving now. Going to take the motorhome on a test drive. I couldn't go the next day because it was threatening rain. It's threatening rain again today anyway, and I didn't want to go with the windshield wiper situation since I only have one now. But anyway, it's almost a week later, but we're leaving now, and we're going to be going to Camping World, and I'm going to get a fill up on my LP tank, because last time we were camping, we kind of run out of gas. So that's where we're headed now. I'll record the adventure, a little update. The brakes, I've tested them a couple times, come out no clunking noise at all. But now I'm hearing here, see if I can do it, a slight clunking. You hear that? Right there. Slight clunking noise, but the brakes do feel like that they feel like they're working better, but it's still, the clunking is back. So maybe that wasn't a cure-all. They don't do it every time. So I might have to end up taking them apart and might have to take them apart and go ahead and I'll get some of the copper never sees. That's made for brakes, and I'll go around the edges of them rollers and then put them back in. That could be what's causing it. I'm not sure, but anyway, this will be a little trip. Always enjoy taking the motorhome out, driving it again anyway. You know, these motorhomes, you never use them enough. You never get enough, they never see enough action, so that's where they go bad, is just sitting there not being used. So let me turn this camera around and film this adventure. Well, back at home now. It was a pretty uneventful trip. We went and got the propane filled up over at Camping World, and had a nice little drive. It was fun, but the popping, I would say the popping sound went away. Now it's more like a little bit of a clunk, very slight. I should have enough air pressure maybe now to hear it. Maybe you can hear it just a little bit. It does make a little clunking sound. It never really went away. So I'm probably going to have to pull them rollers off and clean them up at least, and go ahead and put some never cease on. But anyway, it was a nice little trip. The brakes worked fantastic. There's no diminishing of the brakes working. They work really good. So anyway, we had a little birthday party last night for my sister-in-law, and stayed up late and kind of got up a little bit early. So I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna go in and take a nap. But I just wanted to update you guys on my adventures there. And once I go ahead, and I'm not sure if I'm even going to do this myself. I may take this over to Freightliner and have them just go through it and do it. That way I can don't have to waste a weekend. I can go ahead and go to work and drop it by there for a couple days or whatever. Anyway, consider yourself updated, and thank you for watching. Always thank you for watching. Can't really wait until I can retire. I can make more videos and send them out to you guys. I got a lot around here to work on. I got that old tractor that y'all seem to like so much. I got to do a tire repair on it, and the injector pump started leaking, and it was okay. It was leaking outside of the engine a little bit, and that was fine. But now it started leaking into the crankcase, so can't deal with that. I got to go take it off, go have it resealed. It works great, but so I don't have to have it rebuilt, just resealed. But anyway, I'll do a video on that too. But until next time, thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I know a few of you have. I really appreciate it. And yeah, just subscribe to my channel, and I would really appreciate it. Double Trouble Garage. God bless. See you next time.